Welcome to Robert Fulton Elementary School. In this presentation, you'll see how the school is overcoming challenges on its journey to becoming the premier elementary school in the New City community.
The overall goal that I share with my teachers, and I tell them all the time, if you are not willing to send your children to this school, you are not creating a good school. We had a large number of special education students that were not identified, and there was very low attendance. Obviously the test scores, also a high number of disciplinary infractions. So all of those factors kind of led to a perfect storm for the school becoming a turnaround school.
It's getting better. Before we used to have more problems, but now it's going better than before.
A lot more structured, more uniform, kids in school with their uniforms on, and they're practicing the right procedures now, so they should be moving forward in the right direction.
The teachers, everything, a little bit of everything. I like about the school, a little bit of everything, and most about it is that my kids are learning a lot more than 3 years ago.
I love the turnaround school. I like the teachers, the staff, and the custodians. They did a big job in turning around. It ain't wild no more, it's under control.
With the right teachers supported by good leadership, a culture of excellence in teaching and learning can be created in the school.
What Val is doing the walk-in talk, the one that comes first.
I have a phenomenal staff. I have a staff that stays incredibly late. They attend all kind of professional development, and they're truly buying into the concept that the way to change student achievement is through teacher quality.
My colleagues and I have formed a really solid network since the beginning of a support system where we help each other. We're in each other's classrooms. We're constantly conversing with each other about how to better students. Also, the support of, we've taken in a couple outside resources. We've had volunteers come in and help us. I've written grants and gotten support from community organizations. You got to put the word out there so people know that they can help your cause.
I learned that it's never ending. There's always something that needs to be done, and you really have to have a love for it. You really have to put your all into it because these kids need a lot more than just reading skills and math skills. They really need people to encourage them and support them and tell them that it's okay to make mistakes, and you almost have to be that parent or that counselor or somebody they can depend on. So you a lot of times have to step outside of your comfort zone to really show those kids that you're here for them. And they'll know that if you're being honest. So you have to love what you do, you have to do it well, and you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of time. That there's so much more to life to see. We're actually reading a story about a little girl who's from Japan. So part of my kind of unit involving the unit, I'm going to be bringing the kids sushi. We're going to be watching movies about Japan just to pique their curiosity about the world. There's so much more here. There's so much, and to have that desire to go out and go for it, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, so hopefully they'll get that.
With the right resources coordinated to support student achievement, teachers can focus on what's important.
I'd say that our turnaround elementary schools actually share a lot in common with our district schools. Where they start to differ is that there is a set of systems and supports that are put in place that is totally devoted to accelerating student learning and also addressing the whole child. So also addressing their social and emotional needs. And you don't see that as much in a robust fashion in our regular district elementary schools.
For the primary building, we have Erickson here with the New Schools Project. And they're very good about keeping the early childhood part of the education. Like, they advocate for us. Like, sometimes there's things that the administrators might want, and it's like, oh, well, it might work for 8th grade and 7th grade, but it's not really going to work for preschool and kindergarten, so they're here to advocate for that, and we didn't have that before. Also, there's a lot of PDs. We have a lot of PDs available. We even do PD over the summer. And even just supplies for the classroom. Like, we never need any supplies. We always have what we need. They're always getting technology-wise, they're always trying to be up on the technology and give us, we don't always have that.
The newer teachers, they seem to be more concerned about the kids learning now, rather than just getting them in the class and getting them out,
They receive a lot of help from their teachers, and they are always willing to help them if they have problems like with reading, like with their English.
Through valuing parent and community involvement, trust is being built between parents, community, and the school, leading to partnering for success.
I had mentioned, we had talked a little bit earlier, there's a really high number of foreclosures. We have a large number of parents that are out of work. I feel that if we can make a better community and get more parents involved in not only what their children are doing here at the school, but what they're doing outside in their regular lives, that we can make a difference. They respect people who are working to improve the lives of their children. And once they started to trust us and saw that we were making a difference, we see a lot more parents now coming to report card pickup. We almost had 100% of all of our parents show up yesterday versus our first year, when it was about 55 to 60%.
The community and the parents of the kids are on board, and I think they're seeing the positive effects of what we're doing, and I think they're getting excited and therefore being more involved. So I just feel the entire climate of the school has changed from the first year into more positive, more people are involved, the kids seem more engaged and kind of more taking responsibility for it too.
They got a long way to go as far as that gap in between the other countries and the way that they teach their kids and the way we teach our kids here. We give them a lot of time away from the school. We need to be trying to put them back into the school where they need to be growing and learning, because right now, that's where their minds are growing at. And if they're on the street, they're picking up more street things than what they should be learning in school. So, if you're here in this environment, then naturally it's going to just start sinking in.
At Fulton, the administration and teachers are already thinking about how to grow success and sustain it throughout the future.
My big, hairy, audacious goal is quite simply to end poverty, to close the achievement gap, which is a huge goal, but I feel like the only way that I'm going to be able to make a difference is that no matter which principal sits in this chair after me, is if we can figure out a way to end the social injustices that are occurring all around the schools.